Hey everyone, I finally got my DNA results. They came in about 2 days ago. I wasn't sure how about going about this video, so I'm doing it this way. I am extremely shocked and surprised about my results. I definitely do give AncestryDNA a thumbs up. This is very helpful, especially for African Americans. Highly suggest anyone who's curious about their ancestry to go ahead and get it done. Well, this is the ancestry.com kit. It comes with directions and it's self-explanatory and easy to do. All you do is spit in a tube, you send it in, and within, I say after sending it in, 21 days to, that's about 3 weeks, you will get your results. They will send you an email when they receive it and begin processing. And they tell you it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, but it typically doesn't take that long. From my experience and from other people's research, it takes about 3 weeks, exactly 21 days. We'll get started with my grandmother's heritage, since she's the one I know most about. She is Native American of the Choctaw Nation. She's about half, if I'm not mistaken. The other half is she's Creole or French, and the rumored ethnicity would be Irish. We weren't sure about the Irish part, but we were sure about the Native American and French, if I'm not mistaken, and possibly Irish. She was a great deal in my life. She's not here with us right now. She practically raised me, yeah, she's a big figure in my life. As for, I know a lot about her history and heritage, more so than my dad. That's kind of weird, but she's the one that raised me, grew up with. Well, this is me and my mom. My mom is half Native American and half African American, I believe so, more or less. She may have some Creole and Irish from my grandmother, but she is definitely half African American. Anything else at the point of researching my family history, I do not know anything else other than that. So yeah, this is my mom, and we'll be going to my dad. Now, my dad, I recently asked him if we have anything other than African American on his side of the family, and he did let me know that it was possibly Native American, but he's not quite sure. So for the most part, he is African American as far as we know. So when we get down to me, I always assumed that I was mostly African American by 75 to 80%. And I knew I had some Native Americans somewhere in there. And for a lot of people who do, for African Americans who do take this test, a lot of times they think that they have Native American, but it never shows up. Well, fortunately for me, my Native American does show in my genes. I am 13% Native American, and I'm just so surprised on how I'm not as black as I thought it was. I'm only 57% African, and that's 18% Nigerian, and 16% Irish. So that little rumor in the family about the Irish being in the family, I guess it is very true, because I have a great deal of Irish, more so than the Creole. So that was like a big shock for me. And I'm just really not as black as I thought it was. On here, they do show you DNA matches of people who do match your DNA. So these are like second, third, all the way up to 8th cousins. And that was very interesting, because you can connect with these people, and they are all over the world. It's cities, and as you can see, I have a couple of white people in there. I guess from my Irish DNA ancestry. So these people match my DNA. This is some more detailed information. It shows you on your second and third cousins. It shows how you can view their profile and contact them. I'm not sure if they would want to hear from me, but it's very interesting. Now we get into the details of my results, and it does say that I am 57% African, 18% Nigeria, and 12% Ivory Coast, Ghana. Well, you guys can pretty much see it yourself. And for the majority of it, it just freaks me out that I'm not as black as I thought it was. At the bottom, they have trace regions, which are trace regions because they're traces in my DNA, but they're very small in numbers. So like for the Benin, Togo, and Mali, they're only 3 and 2%, but that's still a part of me, still in my blood. It's very little, but it's still me. Now we get down to the Native American, and that's the Americas, and that's 13%. That was a little higher than I thought it would be. So, but I'm very happy about that. And then you go down to the Europe. I'm 27% European, and for the most part, that is 16% Ireland. So that is very, very shock. That's just one of the shocking parts for me. And now we have again some trace regions with the Iberian Peninsula, 3%, and Europe West. Iberian Peninsula, that's Spain. Europe West, that would be United Kingdom, Germany, and France. Scandinavia would be Sweden, Finland. European Jewish is less than 1%. Great Britain is less than 1%. West Asia, Iraq and Turkey, less than 1%. We go down to the trace regions of West Asia, and that would be the Caucasus, and that is also less than 1%. So yeah, and I do have there you go, the Caucasus. I do have 2% Asia South, which is Afghanistan, Pakistan, India area. But once again, that is a trace region, less than 2%. So what was my main shocking part about this was when I received the email, I just could not wait to open it. And I was already out to lunch with my boyfriend, and so we were together when I opened up the email. And this is me. And I was just so shocked at how diverse my pie chart was, and I am not as black as I thought I was. That just shocked me to this moment. Like, I'm only 57% African, and the majority of that, I get to know what the majority of it is, and that's Nigerian, and that's only by 18%. And my second shocking part about was that how much Irish or from Ireland I am, and that's a lot, 16%, you know. And I have some confirmation in there with this test. You know, I confirmed that I do have some Irish or Scottish in me, and of course I'm Native American from my grandmother, and so I laid some rumors to rest in my DNA, and I am pretty, like I said, once again, pretty shocked for I'm not as black as I thought I was, you know. So I do really advise, especially African American people, to get this test and lay some rumors to rest in the family and get to know yourself, because, you know, I knew a lot more about my grandmother than on my dad's side. And when I look at the pie chart, I'll be like, where is my dad in this? You know, is he just the 57% African? I do not know.